We have more breaking news. We have a live shoot of Fannie Lou Hamer, the founder of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party. She is appearing on national television from the Credentials hearing in Atlantic City, New Jersey. She has begun her testimony in front of the committee, trying to register the party to be on the Democratic ballot.
I was carried to the county jail and put in the booking room. They left some of the people in the booking room and began to place us in cells. I was placed in a cell with a young woman called Miss Thaddeus Stevens. After I was placed in the cell, I began to hear sounds of licks and screams. I could hear the sounds of licks and horrible screams. And I could hear somebody say, "Can you say yes, sir, nigger? Can you say yes, sir?" And they would say other horrible names. She would say, "Yes, I can say yes, sir. So we'll say it." She said, "I don't know you well enough." They beat her. I don't know for how long. And after a while, she began to pray and ask God to have mercy on those people. And it wasn't too long before 3 white men came to my cell. One of these men was a state highway patrolman, and he asked me where I was from. I told him Rouville. He said, "We're going to check this." And they left my cell, and it wasn't too long before they came back. He said, "You are from Rouville, all right?" And he used a curse word. And he said, "We're going to make you wish you were dead." I was carried out of that cell into another cell where they had 2 Negro prisoners. The state highway patrolman ordered the first Negro to take the blackjack. The first Negro prisoner ordered me, by orders from the state highway patrolman, for me to lay down on a bunk bed on my face. I laid on my face. The first Negro began to beat me. And I was beat by the first Negro until he was exhausted. I was holding my hands behind me at the time on my left side because I had suffered from polio when I was 6 years old. After the first Negro beat me until he was exhausted, the state highway patrolman ordered the second Negro to take the blackjack. The second Negro began to beat, and I began to work my feet. And the state highway patrolman ordered the first Negro who had beat me to sit on my feet to keep me from working my feet. I began to scream, and one white man got up and began to beat me in my head and told me to hush. One white man, my dress had worked up high. He walked over and pulled my dress. I pulled my dress down, he pulled my dress back up. I was in jail when Medgar Evers was murdered. All of this on the account of we want to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I question America. Is this America? The land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off the hooks because our lives are being threatened daily, because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Thank you.
What did you say after that testimony?